Hey, I haven't talked to you at all for a while, so back on the air today. Going to be talking about a lot of different things. Just right off the bat, I wanted to mention that there's a lot of YouTubers that I really enjoy that are being censored, and I think everybody ought to know about it. Alex Jones, Mark Dice, Laura Loomer, Joseph Paul Watson, Lisa Haven. These are ones that are just off the top of my head. And although you can still find them to some degree on YouTube and other forms of social media, it's getting harder and harder. And I think this is such a scary indication of what's going on and the control that some call them the deep state, some call them the far left, whatever label you want to put them. They're people that want to control us, people that want to control, and so that gets me into our scriptural topic today. To act or to be acted upon. It seems like the mainstream media, everybody is bouncing the ball exactly the same way, as kind of like in A Wrinkle in Time reference there. They all have to be in rhythm. The talking points are all the same. Day after day after day on CNN and MSNBC and ABC, NBC, CBS, and some of the others, and to a big degree even Fox now seems to be going that route, where the talking points are identical, or there's a phrase that's used that day. If you watch enough, and if it's part of your thing, you'll see it and you'll realize it. This is scary. This is a scary thing to have happen, and we ought to all be aware of it. If you're in the mainstream and if you're bouncing your ball the same way, you won't even notice that this is happening. But if you're outside of those little boundaries, you'll notice it, and you do get some ridicule. You'll get kind of looked down upon in your community, perhaps, or whatever, but that's okay. So things that are to act or things to be acted upon. Let's go to the scriptural reference. It's in Second Nephi chapter 2. Second Nephi chapter 2 in the Book of Mormon. I'm not going to go through the reading of Come Follow Me in the Book of Mormon. There's a lot of good resources out there. Book of Mormon Central is probably my favorite one right now. And you can, get the app or get notified on the YouTube channel and have the updates come. Book of Mormon Central, really good. But I'm not going to compete with that. Those guys are smarter than me. So these are just insights that I've had. So here we go. This is actually Lehi speaking to his posterity of why we are the way we are, why why we're on earth, our whole purpose. It's some of the best original thinking doctrine that to me proves the Book of Mormon, divinity of the Book of Mormon, and that Joseph Smith did not write the Book of Mormon. He merely translated it and was blessed by it just like we were and are. To me, the Book of Mormon is a witness of the restoration of Israel, the restoration of the gospel, the restoration of old truths, of ancient knowledge, and then the Doctrine and Covenants is more of a witness of this dispensation or the last dispensation. So that's the way I like to look at it. The Book of Mormon is a witness of restoration. Restoration, meaning that it was here at one time and it's been restored. I love that. Okay, so 2 Nephi chapter 2. I'm going to try to pound all this. Before I quote this, here's an observation about the creation that I've had. So I think it appears to me there's 3 days of causing things to happen. The gods, as recorded in the book of Abraham, and even Genesis, led us. There's obviously two people, minimum of two people involved. But they cause things for the first 3 days of the creation. They cause. That appears to me to be things to be acted upon. They're causing, there's a cause and an effect. Then the next 2 days are placing things, perhaps. Plants, animals, placing. And then there's 1 day of forming. And then there is the day of rest, or a day of allowing things to happen. So 3 days of causing, 2 days of placing, 1 day of forming, and then a day of rest, or allowing things to happen. These are just my thoughts, okay? Just my thoughts. So think of that for a little bit. It's almost like a small example of our lives as a child. We're pretty much acted upon by parents or guardians. We have to be. We can't function as a baby. And then the older we get, there's things placed. We're placed in positions where we can grow and develop. There's times of forming, and then there's times of allowing. Ultimately, allowing is allowing us the agency to do what we want to do. Is the ultimate in progression. Agency. Okay, so here's Lehi speaking to his sons. And now, my sons, I speak unto you these things for your profit and learning, for there is a God, and he hath created all things. I like how he says created. We as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints always like to say organized. Oh, he organized. He didn't create. He organized. Well, who cares? I don't mind using the word create. He created all things, both the heavens and the earth, and all things that in them are, both things to act and things to be acted upon. Okay, and then he goes on to say that there is an opposition in all things to allow this to act. So the things to be acted upon are the elements. They're caused to do certain things. They're not forced. They are forced. They literally are formed, or they're caused to do certain things. So they are to be acted upon. The elements are to be acted upon. But man, Adam and Eve, they were allowed. Satan was allowed to tempt them. God didn't cause Satan to tempt Adam and Eve. He allowed Satan. You got to read this stuff carefully. So things to act and things to be acted upon. So we are to act. Man is to act. And agency. And in order to have agency, there has to be an opposition in all things. Now, I think this is another misconception of doctrine in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saint culture, and that is that we misquote that. We say that there is opposition in all things, meaning there's a force against us. But no, it's an opposition or an opposite. So let's end there, and I'll do a part 2 because I think we can get into some more detail here. But think of that. There is an opposite in all things. And that gives us a choice. And a choice gives us agency where we can act. Otherwise, we're acted upon and there is no agency. Have a good one. We'll come back with part 2 of this, and we'll finish up. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for subscribing. Push the notification button if you would. That way you'll get notified when I have a new video. Hopefully I won't get banned. Hopefully I won't have my YouTube channel censored. But we are living in interesting times, and we'll talk more about that as well. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.